Welcome to That's Your Business podcast,
where it's your opinion,
but that's your business. Okay? So, because it really is your business.
It is really your business.
I mean, this is why we are starting this podcast.
Yes, we are.
Let's talk about that.
To let people know that it's your business.
Right, yeah.
We want to thank the Bellevue today for having us, hosting us for our first podcast, recording of our first podcast episode.
Yes.
Definitely going to get into today a lot of things, but definitely our friendship and how this all began. I mean, we were, 9 years old when we met. I was at St. Richard's at a different school in South Philly. Well, let's start from there. We're both from South Philadelphia.
Correct.
Not going to give you our address. That's pretty creepy, but
we don't disclose that.
We do not disclose that information, but we met at PPAC, Philadelphia Performing Arts Charter School. I went to St. Richard's up until 3rd grade, and then I met Gino over there. First day at school, actually, I was not liked by anyone because I had curls in my hair.
No, you had your hair up in a bun.
No, but you said it was...
You were like in a ballerina bun. You had like your hair full up, and you were like a real... Like, it was like picture day. Like, you were sitting like...
nervous.
I think you were.
I was
You were in ballerina mode.
I was in ballerina mode, and I think they knew that I was coming from a new school, whatever. Where this goes is that first day of school, I was completely ignored.
I don't think I threw shade.
I really don't remember.
I didn't, because I always was the type of person to say, give the person a chance. They're new.
Sure.
Like people would look and be like, oh, who's that? Like, you were like very ballerina.
I was.
Yeah,
but I
you
also
weren't.
think because our school started from a dancing school that I was also a part of, so I think you all knew that.
And you felt like you needed to represent that brand.
Yes.
Thing. And your mom, like, you probably were like, your mom was like, make sure, you don't get no trouble, whatever.
All the things, and my mom always kept a very, very, very tight leash on me. So anyway, I think it was like the second, third, I don't know what day of school it was, but we went to Marconi and park. For anyone who doesn't know, that's a park. In South Philly, you don't have a backyard. Where did kids go to recess? We were on Broad Street in the middle of everything, so there was not a place to go and have recess outside.
Right.
We had to be walked across the street, down yonder, to go to the park. And we went to the park. And we were at the park, and I do remember I was over at it was like the net monkey bars. Do you remember that thing? You could climb, it was like a dome.
Yeah.
And I was over there, and you all came over and introduced yourselves. How funny. And that was the day. That's why I think Renata told me, and she said I had curls the first day. It was a goody two shoes with my curls. And I had the clip. And then when the day we went to Marconi, I had dance in school after school, so I had the bun. Yeah, and I was playing. And then you were like, okay, we like her. She's rough. She's tough. She's not a goody two shoes.
Yeah.
And then and it's history from there, honestly. To be honest with you, that's where it started. Well, we're 9 years old.
And we used to then we started to go to school, technically, because you lived right around the corner from me too, and we didn't even know.
50 steps. Literally 50 steps away. Literally. And every morning I'd get up, I'd get ready, and I'd walk over to Gino's house.
Oh, God, chaos. My mom would be like, everybody get out!
High-pitched voice. Nobody's listening. Ironing clothes while flipping sausage, asking me if I need something to eat, if I have my lunch, kissing my face. She'd yell at them, get the fuck down here! Your clothes are fucking iron! But then as soon as they sat down, Mommy, I love you, kiss them. It was just the best. But we were always late. We were always running. And then we had 5-6 blocks to run to school.
But then we'd always stop at it was
Jeannie's?
Josie's?
No, Jeannie's.
Jeannie's.
Pizza pretzel and a big hug. $1.
Yes.
$1 got you a pizza pretzel
and they were
and a big hug.
Center City sold pretzels.
They were Center City as always, and they were the best.
Okay.
And we had to be in school at 7:50, and we were always 7:52, 7:53, 7:54. We were never, ever, ever there.
We had to go
on time.
And
we're still not on time. If you saw what just transpired to record this episode, you don't understand. You don't understand.
The chaos.
Oh my God. But we did. We lived right around the corner from each other. So it got to a point that, cell phones became a thing, because at first it wasn't. You'd knock on each other's door, who's coming out, all that. But then when cell phones became a thing and you'd ignore me, What did I do? I busted
She
her
was
house.
open the door. One
His
time,
poor stepdad would be on the couch.
well, one time we were supposed to go to New York, and we were like, "I'm not fucking going." I said, You said you better fucking get ready. I said, "Shut the fuck up!" And I'm in the shower getting washing my.
But mind you, we were grown. Like, we
Yeah,
were
that
grown.
was-
Like, I want that to be noted. Like,
Yeah,
we were
that's
grown. Like, we were not children. Like,
I know.
we were
'cause I was
grown.
tired of shit.
Up until a certain point, I would boss in.
Yeah, you would.
I mean, I remember Ozzy would sit there and be like, "Oh, he's leaving."
You want to go
Upstairs.
high for time?
He's leaving. Every time that I come in, oh, and you'd roll over. Oh, no.
Like, what, Frank? Come on.
Always,
I gotta
always.
get situated.
Never, ever,
I
ever.
I gotta get situated.
And then what? High school came. We didn't really see each other much. We really didn't. We went to two
I know.
different high schools. I went to Granny. He went to prep charter.
Yeah.
It kind of separated us, but it was weird because we still lived around the corner from each other. But we still never really ran into each other. It was very weird.
I know that is.
But it wasn't like there was nothing wrong. It was just high school came and things were different. But
Yeah.
senior year came.
And we had a conversation on the phone. I remember I was like searching through colleges because my mom was like, "You
Yes.
gotta figure out what the fuck you want to do. Like, what are you gonna do?" You know, I think it was in junior year. I don't remember junior or senior.
Well, you found that Alvernia they had a big nice
Yeah, they had an
program.
OT program, and you were going for communications.
Remember, I was going to go to Albury, which was
Yeah.
Alvernia's like thing, and then I will never, ever, ever, ever forget it. And it's like I forget what I ate 30 seconds ago, but I will never forget when it was a Saturday morning. Me and my mom were watching Up. It's one of the saddest fucking Disney movies ever made. I don't even know there's
I
the
never heard of
then
it.
the little. You never
I
heard
never
of
saw
Up.
Alpine that. It's not for me.
Unreal.
Who's up?
It's the little who's up. They were up.
Okay.
The else went up.
This podcast is going to be up.
Up is a movie. Anyway, I was watching it with my mom. It's a very sad movie. It's this little old man. He loses his voice. Whatever. It was a very sad movie, but it was an emotional day. But I remember I talked to you on the phone that morning. And you had said, "Frank, are we going to do this?"
Yeah, because I was like, I'm thinking about, I applied, or I said,
We both got accepted at this point.
we did.
And I called you and I said, Gino, I got accepted. And you were like, yes, so did I. And then we were really talking about it because you were like, the OT program was really good.
Yeah,
And I had told you you went to campus for a tour too, did you?
I think I did.
And I did too. And I was like, the campus is beautiful.
Yeah.
And then I was going to go to Albright, but until it was like that conversation. Snacks.
They had good snacks in the
They did.
cafeteria.
They did.
And that basketball court place.
Courtside.
Courtside, yo, their
The buffalo chicken wrap. Everything.
Every
Because
time.
the cafeteria wasn't the
Awful.
best.
Ugh.
Unless they had taco in a bag
Ugh.
or
That's one of the reasons why I went the fuck home. No
that
shade,
is
Dale Murray.
not.
But at the time, no shade. But
We will
absolutely.
actually get to that because that is not the reason he went to fucking.
No, it isn't.
It might have been his roommate actually. He had a very strange roommate. We moved into that. Should I not say that? You think he'll listen to this?
I don't know. Hopefully not. But he was a nice guy to sin.
God bless you, Tom.
He just had
He wasn't like us. So we'll just say that.
No, he it was very different.
And you did steal his sodas.
Well, don't put me on the spot like that.
No, I mean,
I didn't see. I would replenish them. For the record, I would replenish them before he knew
yeah, but he had the
that they were
icy
out.
hot
No,
and
he-
the icy cold.
they
That's what
were,
I'm
and then I
saying.
would replace them at the end of the weekend before he came back, so we didn't know that. He didn't know that they were warm, but they probably weren't cold. You're right, but I still would drink them, and I would use his vacuum when he wasn't there because I didn't have a vacuum to like clean my side.
And this is why-
I clean my room.
Gino, for background, I lived in Clare Hall, which was, why did you get Francis? I still want to know how the fuck you got
And
Francis.
it had no fucking air.
There was no air.
It was an old orphanage, mind you.
There
It
was. No, it really
Like The
was.
Shining. Like the movie The Shining with Jack Nicholson.
It was an old orphanage, and there were many ghost stories.
Yeah.
I didn't experience anything, but yous were.
Dude, I used to have sleep paralysis. I know this is why. I don't know.
You never told me that.
No, like, do you know
At Freaking Francis Holt?
Yeah, like, well, I think that, well, they say it's apparently insomnia at one point, like, with
Yeah.
stress and stuff
Yeah.
like that. And, like, you can't talk, you feel like you can't move, and, like, it literally was like,
So there was a
Goofy.
demon inside you, one of the orphans entered
No.
your body.
no, listen,
That's a sin.
listen, we're not.
How did you get placed in Francis Hall? I still want to know how that was a thing. Like how I got put in Claire Hall, you were all the way, and I say all the way across campus. We had a very, very small campus. It was not large by any means, but Gina was in the oldest building on campus.
Well, I think that I was too, because I didn't have roommates, like, that. I was just paired with somebody that didn't have a roommate already. I don't know if you were already with Anna, Courtney, whoever you're.
Yeah, because I had 4 roommates. You had 1.
Right. And the downfall of that hole was,
Your toilet was how far away?
oh yeah, that's another thing. We had to go to the showers.
See, I had a bathroom in my suite.
right.
You want to call it a suite with 5 girls at one toilet, but
Yeah, that's
like
awful. Yeah, you guys.
it was that was absolutely. There was 2 sinks, but that didn't mean anything. There was 1 toilet.
They would get so mean to me because I would use the bathroom and Anna would get so irked. She'd be like, "Oh my god, you didn't put the toilet seat down." And she would like be so tired.
Gino lived with us our freshman year. Gino
I would
lived with
visit
me.
a lot,
He was there a lot. We'd
I
sleep
would.
head to toe, toe to head.
and we'd have the fan on.
And then the fan was on, and then Gino would get mad at me that the fan was blowing in his face. He'd say, "Try J Alder."
Yeah, because you wanted that, and if I turned it off, you would wake
I
up.
woke up, and I still to this day, if you turn a fan off, I wake up. It's the noise. I'm like a baby. I need that white noise.
Yeah, that white noise. I play it sometimes too while I sleep.
But Francis Hall was also very, very haunted.
Yes.
It was a orphanage, I said.
Orphanage.
It was an orphanage
Never was
years and
really
years and
shit.
years ago.
Like the
But this is
child.
also a
Okay.
Franciscan college, a Catholic, whatever you want to call it. And we
It's
also
the
have one
biggest-
of the biggest, I almost said a different word. Thank God I didn't say it. We have one of the biggest convents.
I will follow him.
I will follow him wherever he may go. We have one of the biggest convents, like on the East Coast or something. I don't know if that's a flex. It's not really a flex, but I'm just trying to bring in the Catholic vibe
She
of
did
it.
tours there. That's why she
I
was like the
did.
ambassador of Bethlehem.
It's a sin. I tried.
I think so.
I tried my best. I still didn't graduate with a great GPA, but it's not about that.
That's it doesn't matter.
It's
It's
not
about the
about that.
experience.
But Gino was there for 1 year with me before he went on to greener pastures because
Greater Peach.
honestly, he graduated from Temple and he did a fucking amazing job with all of that. But he left me after year 1. But
The memories though, like we
freshman year was the best year. by far.
because you did stay for 4 years. Do you feel like freshman was the best year? for you?
Absolutely. Freshman year was
Yeah.
the best year. And then senior year for me was second because it was like the latest year. We were 21 finally.
Right.
We were able to go to the bars. Like it was different.
But we used to like even, but freshman year though, like we
The
would
best
have,
year.
what, Edward 40 and
Completely unhinged.
we would have
Edward 40 hands. You got
Francie and Night, like
No, Tour de
Tour de
Franzia, where, okay, what, 1,700 people go to Alvernia, right? That's what, like, the number was when we went there.
yeah.
But only 300 live on campus or something small. It was very small. All 300 people were on the quad that night. I was not there. I was not there that weekend. You were there. Justin was there, Lisa was there. Everyone was there that weekend, and I remember because I think Justin and Lisa were like on the same like relay team. It was a mess. Public safety didn't even know what to do. They just stood there.
Actually, I think I worked that night at CBS, and I walked up
And then you
down the
walked up the hill
I walked up
and
and
you
down
saw the
hills.
mayhem.
I did but I always made sure I stopped at Wendy's to get my large double. What was it? Dave's double.
Dave saw
With a large fry, a large Coke, and I trucked up them
And he
hills
would
to my
truck
Air
up the
Max
hill.
2010s.
Wait,
and
you
I
just
was
brought up a
fucking
memory.
up.
When Marlena came to see us,
You
Mar came to see us. She got out of the cab with her.
drank the whole you drank the whole fucking wine.
Oh, do you want
What's my middle name? Skip? I mean, what the
It,
fuck?
I
right?
mean, there wasn't a lot in the bottle. Here,
All right,
you have
no, forgot about it. Go ahead, keep drinking. That's all right. Anyway, moving on.
Marlena came up to Marlena came up to
Right there. That's okay.
Marlena came up to see us, her big ass suitcase. You were at work.
I was. And she's
And I had a dance for the basketball game.
yeah.
I was on the dance team, whatever, but I had a dance for the basketball game, so I had to bring Marlena, because first of all, like I said, Francis Holt was on the other end of campus. I did not have time to bring her suitcase into that old ass archaic building, which also, your dorm was miles from the front door.
Yeah.
Like miles. Like if there was a fire, how were you getting out?
Actually, I had.
Oh, no elevator. I had an elevator.
Why was I in
You really talk about being cold skipped. They fucking skipped you, and you got burned on your
did that time I got burned? I should have sued.
no air condition and his what's it called?
Terrible.
What's it called? Radiator.
Yeah.
His radiator in his room was so hot. He got what, 3rd degree? Your skin was peeling off your arm.
It was. I was like Freddy Krueger for a
Mhm.
minute.
Mm-hmm.
It's alright. It was Nightmare on Elm Street though. That place actually.
Absolutely.
Like,
So
was-
Marlena came. I did not have time to bring her big ass suitcase there. So I literally rolled it into the gym. I went down to go perform,
Yeah.
and I come out from performing, and Marlena is on the bleachers with everyone. And she started to chant, "Hey, you, put it up, hey, you." And everyone is going, meanwhile, she went to where? Penn State.
Scoop.
Scoop,
She would say we want Scoop Frank.
And then and Gina was at work at CVS, and
I
you
was.
walked up the
CVS.
hill. You walked up the hill because
Always.
Marlena was
Every
there,
weekend.
and me. So you brought us both Wendy's.
That was
So
nice.
that night, I remember you came up the hill with the
I did like a jerk wolf running with the fucking
with the
service.
3 extra large
And
cups
I was
and
extra
the bags of
large. I was and my ear match 2010s were crying at that time. They were living on a prayer every weekend. I love
Our
them
campus was
2010s
on a
Ear Max.
hill, it was, and then everything else just trickled down. So you wanted to get back up the campus. Like I remember when we would walk to the baseball house.
Yeah.
Not that baseball house, we'll get into that. The other baseball house.
Yeah.
That was like down and around the corner, and like it was kind of like old campus.
Off the light.
They did.
It really did. And there was there was a dead body in that baseball field. The one that, see where I walked up the hill? I never knew, but on the news, they're writing news. Allegedly, there was somebody killed someone. And I would walk by that all the time. And it was pitch dark
What was this back then?
back then.
Really?
Somebody, like when I was walking with somebody, because I remember when I worked at CBS, they were like, yeah, there was like a killing the other night or something.
Meanwhile, Reading was very calm. But Reading also made no sense. Like,
It was
Reading is like, if you drove past Taylor Swift's childhood home, it had tennis courts and a
Sinking
pool.
Spring, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you could drive, that was like, okay, so remember when I lived off campus?
Yeah.
Her house was like behind my house, but you have to remember. Her house was like down around the corner, but we also lived right across the street from the projects. So it didn't make sense.
Okay.
Like nothing made sense. Why were the projects here? And Taylor Swift's home with her old, let me repreface this. She was born in Reading, and this was the home she grew up in. It was still a very nice, big home. It's probably not what she lives in now, but it was big. But like, it was just the way it was. You drive. But remember how you come down to not Main Street?
I forget.
That's what CBS was on the street,
Lancaster Avenue.
Lancaster Avenue.
Because I remember I
Yes.
used to walk to her to shoot.
And you know what's even
Express.
funnier is that you worked at CBS freshman year. Well, when we moved junior year, CBS was literally on the same block where we lived. So where our house was, if you went from CBS up the street, that's where our house was.
Yeah, guys, I had to leave.
We exited.
I missed home though. See, like I missed
You
like
needed regimen. You needed to be in your own space. I feel like
it was
very
hard.
fish out of water for
I just feel like there was so much that went on at the time. Like I know in like freshman year, like in October or September, like one of my best friends, their family member passed away, and then my grandpa like had to go and do heart surgery. Like he had
Yeah,
heart
it was a heavy
surgery,
year.
and everything was happening at once. And I'm like, I gotta go the fuck home. Like it was just on my mind the entire year. I stuck it out for the year. I said, let me do my best and do what I can, but Anytime there's a new
Gina was very,
tradition,
very family oriented. I'm not saying that I am
You are.
not. No, I'm not saying that, but I have a gypsy soul. So no matter what, no matter how much I love my family, like I will always go anywhere at any time. I mean, I moved to Las Vegas for 6 months. I still don't know.
it's very adventurous of you. You have a very
I don't know if
free
that's
spirit.
a waste of money. But
That's all right.
we've been best friends since we were, what, 9 years old. But like at 18 years old, we've really realized just like how much we are ride or fucking die for each other. Because like,
Yeah.
there's no way, no how that I would ever let something happen to you in my control. Like I would actually kill someone and skip to jail.
Yeah, see.
I'd stop for a cheeseburger on the way, but I would skip to jail happily if someone ever fucking hurt
Are you
you.
gonna have your heelys on and wheel right to
Should I wear my glitter boots? Not the glitter boots.
the glitter boots. Oh, bless you.
I was laughing because I read you're not listening to.
Oh, because in college, Frankie's mom and dad were cool. They were cool faithfully, and you were plugged in.
Time.
And she was on the phone like,
We were in my room, like we were in my dorm. It was my 2 roommates were there. You were there. Adjoa was there. Like we were all chilling,
yeah.
and they were just bothering me.
And you were like, you're.
I don't even remember what
I
you
don't
know.
remember what the nature of the call
He
was.
knows. I don't either, but they were always bothering me. Mom, Dad, I love you to death. If you know this now, 33, you still bother me. They
33, you still bother me. That rhymed.
they called. I don't know what it was, but you were recording me. Are you recording me? You were recording me.
I was just.
And I was crying. I'm going, you're not listening to me. And that's it. That video got played.
And I was laughing as she was crying.
Oh,
So I was like,
well, I mean, I cry so much that you might as well just leave at that point. What's the point in crying with me?
well,
You're
you
gonna
know,
cry with me?
you're like a Walmart card, you know, like the Walmart.
Very emotional.
You're a
They
tough
say I'm a
emotion.
Pisces. I'm a Pisces. I'm an Aries, but I'm a.
With that moon shit and rising and all, I don't know what the sun is. I don't even know what day it is.
I have no fucking clue, but my rising is like the.
Rising is fine. Come on.
Okay, so anyway, I'm a Pisces emotional. But you're not listening. Yeah, that was my parents did not stop calling all the time to check up on me, make sure I was good,
Yeah.
everything. And then I had a lie at the time.
You're like, yeah, I'm starting. I used to fall asleep on the
Like I stole 2 bottles of wine from my poor grandmother. My Nona, my poor Italian grandmother. She made the best wine in the world. She's been going 11 years, and we have not had good wine since.
Yeah.
I bought a bottle of red.
Bottle of red.
Bottle of wine. I bought both of, and it was I think it was like a Friday night. We didn't go out, but
Yeah.
I had laundry to do as usual. And
She would leave the laundry basket outside. She would
so
forget
listen,
that she
at the
had
time I smoked cigarettes, I was
Your
really when I went
camouflage
into
is-
smoking cigarettes, because what would happen is outside of Clear Hall, everyone would gather and smoke cigarettes. So what else was I supposed to do? I joined the. I'm not a leader. I'm a. Whatever. Anyway, we got so drunk that night, and I didn't always leave my laundry. Let's preface that.
Sometimes.
That night I was very drunk, and we happened to be doing laundry at the same time. I went outside because my dorm was on the 3rd floor, all the way on the end. So we had to come down to the middle, come down to the 1st floor, go to the laundry room. So before I went back up to the room, I went to smoke a cigarette, and I brought my laundry basket outside. And I guess I smoked my cigarette. I went in without the basket, and then we had to go out in the middle of the night to go get my frosty, cold fucking laundry that was just sitting outside the dorm building that nobody fucked with, which is crazy. Because you know how it was. My birthday weekend, I'll never forget. We had a party in Megan's room, freshman year.
I think that's terrible.
The freshman
That's her business. That's her business that she did that.
Right.
I just think that's different.
Right, it's your opinion,
It
and
is.
that's her business. And that's that.
Yeah.
She peed in the elevator the night of my birthday. Remember we had a big party in Megan's room? I have pictures. There's pictures of you there too. We were bonging everything. We were in
Yeah,
Megan's
probably.
room, right? All the things. They were making margaritas in the fucking bathroom. They had the blender.
Yes.
Yes, okay.
And then the animals.
I woke up on the
Remember she used
fucking...
to hide the animals?
Yes.
Fucking.
She had the weed and the Adderall in the ceiling.
Bless her heart.
Bless her heart, but guess what? When the RAs came, they never could find it. They never could bust us because she was like a fucking... Shout out to Megan. I'm just going to say that. If you are watching this, Megan, you made freshman year a lot of fucking fun.
She did.
She really did. It was
She
her
did.
room, her alcohol. She fucking bought everything for everyone, not for nothing. She's facilitated the process. So shout out to Megan because she really made freshman everything. But anyway, I woke up on the couch at 5 a.m. in Megan's room, no shoes on, and I just wandered out of the room and got on the elevator and got out to my room.
And you would conveniently
And I
study
stepped in the fucking piss that morning. I not all the time.
So you had piss.
I had piss on my socks, which is worse.
Yeah.
I think I'd rather step in something barefoot than with a sock because on the sock I feel like it's being sucked into my foot and now I gotta peel it. That does something to me. That does something to me. It really does. But yeah,
I gotta recover from that. I gotta fix my face. I know.
I know that was bad. I
That's
know.
a sin.
It's a sin, but it was funny. And then not senior year, freshman year, she had to write a fucking letter.
She
That
said
she
a
was
mortgage
very
like a
sorry about peeing in the elevator. I think that's fucking classic. Not for nothing. She had to send a letter that she didn't get kicked out, that she was sorry for pissing in the elevator.
What did she tell you?
No, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I was pissing in the elevator. I am a piss pot.
Dear piss pot, you are no longer piss.
You can no longer. We have to shout out Adjoa as well because Adjoa was just the hidden pleasure when she'd squash the water bottles between her ears
Jeez, yeah.
and flatten them. So it was me and two other girls, Courtney and Hannah on one side, and then the other side was Adjoa and Amanda. Adjoa had an ass that
Could swallow up a G-string.
fucking 5 G-strings. The bitch's ass was huge. I have a picture and I don't even have it. I never uploaded it to Facebook back in the day, but we balanced the Coors Light can on her fucking ass. She was standing straight up.
Did you ever take a picture documentation of that?
I did, and I don't remember where it is. I think it was like on my phone, but I didn't upload it to Facebook because, we weren't trying to like have college people look at us. Like, we were being very discreet at the time with our names on. We were being mindful of that. That's
wonderful.
Or the newer generation could take a lesson from being mindful of the other disease.
Yeah.
That's another story. The ADHD just fucking kicked in. Adela and her water bottle, her ass, she squeezed the water bottle was splattered in this piece of paper right here. Do you remember that? When we would sit in my room, because you were always in my room. Forever in my room.
Because you had air conditioners.
And I had the snacks.
You
And
did
I
have
had air
snacks
conditioner.
here. And the bed, you had like a comfort bed.
Never ever was sleeping in my bed. I'd come home from class and someone would be sleeping in my bed always. I had like 5 egg crates on my bed.
It was like
Whatever, that's what they're called. I don't know why they call them egg crate. I guess because it looks like an egg crate.
Yeah, I only got them.
The
because you
film.
had them because
I
I
know.
was like sleeping on cardboard.
Nikki would always be asleep in my bed. Caitlin would always be asleep in my fucking bed. Always asleep. Everyone slept in my bed.
They were felt comfortable. Too.
I
think a
love
lot of
that.
people
I love that. I
gravitated
had snacks. It's typical me.
They did
Yes.
because you were like
You know, I
the
was
South
feeding
Philly,
people.
the South Philly mom.
I
All that.
was already
This
PA.
uploading.
God bless. It was me. It was me.
Yeah, you are very nurturing.
You know, but Gino did have a great exit from.
I had to
Yeah,
go
very
because I missed home.
He
And I
missed
think
you.
Also, there was like a pre-OT program there, and it was like contingent, like, oh, you got to do this, or
Yeah.
like there were certain requirements and stuff.
Yeah.
I was like, fuck this, I'm going home. So, but I had my Spanish teacher. We had like our last final exam, and it was like, dude, I was like,
Oh,
oh, fuck. Yeah, I felt bad because she was really a nice lady.
She won't watch this, so it really don't fucking matter.
Yeah, I hope she don't ever see this, but regardless,
She deserved it anyway. Go ahead.
she irked me because she was like, we had to speak. It was our final exam. We had to speak and go back and forth with exchange. And she was like, well, she called me Hino. She said, Hino. Because I guess G is H-E or some shit in Spanish. I don't know. She would say Hinado, this, that. And I said, hon, I don't know what the word is. I go, como estas, me amo, something. Whatever the words were for Spanish. I knew baño, which is bathroom. Comida is food.
No
I got
shit.
those specific things like cansado or cansado, whatever. I'm tired. Those were the words I knew. But anyway, I said to her, you might as well just feel me. I said, because I don't know this shit. I don't know. And I was like, I don't know. I said, I just want to go home. I said, I got a taxi outside.
Your taxi was
Yeah, I said, I don't give a fuck about this. I said, I did. I really cursed. I said,
talk about the land before time.
no, like I said, hon, I really don't give a shit about this. I said, I gotta go. I said, I got a bus waiting. I got a bus ticket. Like, goodbye. She said, oh, Hannah, you're gonna get an FA. You're going to get an FA on your final exam. Well, then give me a fucking F. I said, I don't care. I had my back. She said, security. She called security. No! She called security. She was She said, Hannah, are you going to get an FA? I said, I really don't give a fuck. I don't get an FA. Okay? So then I was like, all right, I got to go. And then I called my mom after. I said, Ma, I think I got in trouble with my exam. I said, I got an F apparently. She said, well, what the fuck you worried about getting a fucking taxi before you go home? You're in the fucking bus to come home. You'll be home all fucking summer.
She wasn't.
I said, Ma, I don't give a fuck. I said, I don't know Spanish anyway. It doesn't matter.
And it wasn't. It was a prerequisite. It wasn't going to do nothing for you.
I did go to night, but I still got a B in the class. So that was good.
Oh, so she didn't give you an FA.
She gave me a straight up F on the final exam.
Well, final, but you did enough in the class that you didn't.
Right. So, see, I was saved by the bell.
Said, Gino, you're going to give you an FA.
I said, I don't give a fuck. I said, I gotta go.
We forgot about Flame of Crema as well.
Fine.
And I say Flame of Crema because that's what they called him. We didn't call him that. He had very weird fucking stories to tell. He was a very strange man, but Gino was late to his 8 a.m. class every day. And Gino did not come in.
I would walk in. Get up. Well, pretend the wine glass. I would walk into the classroom like this and stumble in like half asleep like this with the pencil in my hand and my Seagram ginger ale in my hand like this, and I would go. And I would just like sit there and smirk, like, and I would look around and I'd go front, I would go like this. And she would be hysterical, but everybody would be laughing because they knew I was late every day. And he would look from the board and go, ooh. And he would go back.
That was the thing that he make these like little like noises.
He would go like, ooh, and go right at the fuck down because he was so fucking particular.
He was very, very particular. Lexa, remember? Lexa was the one who called the Sheba Crema.
Yo, she would go like this.
Well, we had him for freshman foundation. Me and Alexa were in freshman foundation together. We had him in there. Me and my wife, we sit on the patio. We cooked a nice little stir fry with our rock. It was just a lot. It was a lot. He was a very strange fucking man. Very, very strange man.
I swear, every time he would go, well, I have to tell you all the times that you relate to my class and it equals or whatever fucking damn times.
Sir, we don't care.
And my grade actually dropped.
They do, but that's annoying.
And and even in grad school.
And you know what's crazy? You left freshman year, after freshman year, sophomore year started, 8 a.m. classes went from 8 a.m. to 7:45.
That's earlier.
Yeah, you would have never made it. Forget it. You would have gotten fucking here. They would have counted your whole day to go. Because you didn't get the classes till what? 8:15?
Whenever Jesus wants me to wake up, that's when I wake up. And
I stand on it too. We'll both be late for our own funerals, but it's alright. It's a grand entrance every time.
As long as I have cutlets at the gate, I'm fine.
Cutlets at the gate.
I hope so. God bless.
And then you went to Temple, right? Yeah, you went to community?
I went to community for 2 years and then I went to Temple. I got my associates at community.
And then you went to Temple.
And then I went to Temple to graduate in 4 years to get my bachelor's in psych. And then I had to take a year off and apply to schools and stuff. And then I got to grad school. Yeah.
Still graduated from Temple with a 4.0. Wow.
I think so, yeah.
I sure did.
I just kept going. Like, I'm the type of person, I just keep going. Like, because if I have a lapse in something, I feel like, how am I going to get back into it again?
I think that's what kept me in college. Yeah. Because I felt like if I left at any point, like, when was I going to finish? It's just me. I'm not going to. It's like my master's. I have 8 credits off.
You won't. You'll get
$20,000. Do you have $20,000? No.
No.
Moving on. Let's talk about our trip. A year after I graduated from Mount Vernon, we went to Ocean City, Maryland. I got together, like, I was known for getting everyone together. I really was. I was known for that. I would get my people from home with my college people, and like, I've always wanted that. I think I've succumbed to that reality because just different people just don't match. But at the time, it worked out. It was like people from school. Gino knew a lot of people from school. Gino's twin sister Marlena wound up coming. Our friend Shannon wound up coming. Then my girlfriends, who obviously know Gino, Marlena, and everything, but my girlfriends wound up coming. Amanda, Caitlin, Maria. Did Gab come?
Yeah. I think she left early though.
No, Amanda left early because she was ski-voxed about the place.
She was, yeah.
So anyway, I am known for getting everything together. I've made every fucking reservation for all dinners that we ever had. Like, that was just always my thing. So I got everyone together and I rented this place. Not to mention, me and my friends from college, when we graduated, went to the Outer Banks.
Right.
And it was a beautiful home and everything went seemingly and like fine. I had booked us multiple places down the shore. I went to Las Vegas with my cousin and booked that. I did great with picking places.
Yeah.
So this one we got booked. Looked great online, you know, the usual. I don't want to say I read the reviews because I feel like I didn't read the reviews back then. I'm more of a read the reviews now, but maybe that trip told me something. One air condition in the entire vicinity. One fucking air condition. Mind you, it was at least 16 of us, right? Because it was like I said, a lot of us. 16 of us. There is 2 bedrooms with like 2 beds in each.
Mm-hmm.
The bathroom smelled like piss, like cat pee.
Share with you, but I'm not sharing with anybody else.
Give me it.
No, I'm sleeping with her.
B.O. Bad. The air condition was right by the front door, all the way in the front. So if you were in the bedroom, you were screwed. Like, you felt nothing. So me and Gino off the bat said, like, we're sleeping on the couch. Because we knew, like, even if it's disgusting in here and the couch looks like it was fucking eaten up and spit back the fuck out, like, at least we have a cool space. And I actually recently posted it when I made my TikTok. Recently, I posted one of the videos and it's Gino flipping the fuck out. And it was night one.
Fucking landlord, tell these cocksuckers to take it back. Out of here! I'm done.
And it was night 1. He's trying to unfold the bed. It was just, imagine your worst nightmare. Like, all we were waiting for was a bed bug to pop out. Like, that was it. Like, I'm shocked we did it. Like, honestly, at that point, like, I was shocked.
Movie? It reminds me of like a movie. Oh, I forgot what movie. Was it Euro?
Oh my god, no. Just Married, Brittany Murphy, R.I.P.
Kutcher, whatever.
That's exactly what it was like when they went to Italy. When they were in Italy and the roach was crawling on his fucking chest.
Yeah.
Again, we didn't see any bugs, but I'm shocked we didn't see any bugs because the place smelled like a bug. It was just so bad in there. But anyway, we managed. We had a weekend. We had a time. Again, you're with a big group of people, so things happen. We lost one of our friends. We were looking for her till 6 a.m. She finally came home, thank God. But like, it was a weekend. Like, we really, and it was just. It was a weekend. Our friend was missing for like quite some time. And then even after all that, which is crazy, she was missing. We still went to sleep, got up, and went to Secrets.
Did we?
Yeah.
Their body areas are really good.
Okay, but
I know that's like a sideboard, but
it's got a time. I think it's got an age on it. Because I can't go back to Secrets now. Maybe I can. I lie. I say that. But like, all I think about at Secrets is pushing past old flip-flops, cups,
and seashells on the ground.
and I feel like a foot is going to be there like a body.
And I'm like, I know what you did last summer.
Yeah. Yeah,
Wow.
exactly. So we did go to Secrets. We wound up all leaving Secrets, like after like, I think we lasted like 2 hours before we were like, no, we're fucking done. We're out of here. We went to the beach and we all collectively fell asleep on the beach. But it was a fucking time. Like, it was a time. And we were also a condo above another condo of kids. You remember the third night? I didn't go out the third night. I was done. we drank all day. It was that night.
Right.
This we had the secrets. Like I was not going out, but they went out with the
Good
kids.
memory, God bless you, because
You don't remember none of this, do you?
I remember some things. I remember we went to the bar the one night and Marlena tried to get on the chair to go dance.
Oh,
She's like,
I have
okay,
video
hon.
footage.
And she tried, and this guy said, get down right now. Let's
She
go.
was
Get down.
up on the chair dancing her ass off.
What's-
And he- And he ruined it. Okay, hi.
And she said, well, we are the party anyway.
Oh, and so that was leaving secrets.
Turned up. We lost a couple people, but we still are together. That's all. 'Cause we are the party anyway.
Secrets.
She said, it's okay.
We were down bad. Were you waiting for an Uber?
We were waiting for, it was the
But I don't know if Ubers were. That was 2015.
Wow. Was Uber out then?
I don't know. To be honest with you, I don't remember. But we were waiting for a ride
I'll get back to you.
back to the hotel because our hotel was like right off at the hotel. Yeah, right. I wish the condo. It was right off the beach. So then we went back and we went to the We ended the trip going to the fucking beach and we were hanging out with all these people. Remember Lucian hooked up with the one girl from down below?
Yeah. Remember when we were on the beach, I was cursing on the fucking
Oh, yeah, we got yelled at for
you can't
cursing.
use profanity. I said, fuck you, this is the beach. Go over
He
here.
did.
The
He
fuck
did.
was-
He used more
There was no
profanity.
kids over there. Maybe there was kids.
There was a lot of kids. It's
Well,
alright. We grew
otherwise-
up.
Yeah.
We grew up. It's fine. We learned our lesson. I still curse on the fucking beach. I don't know what to tell you. I don't know. Put here's
I
the
think
for
we
your
should
kid.
be able to express ourselves.
I mean, if everyone else is expressing themselves freely, I am too. I curse.
Mine. It's a
You know,
part of my vernacular.
It is a part of my vernacular, and I don't like when people say that you curse because you don't have other words in your dictionary or whatever the
I
saying
use
is. That's
words.
not true. I know a lot of words. I'm an English minor. I can throw out a lot of words that'll hurt your fucking head, but I'd like
Yeah,
fuck better. And that's just that.
I like fuck better.
Anyway. But I'm trying to think of if they're like Ocean City, Maryland and stuff. All I can think about is our Salem. There's been a lot. There's Salem. There was a lot in between. When we went to Salem, we brought his stepdad's car with us that had a very, 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 very sensitive alarm. I say very 20 times because I mean very.
You might think it was like Fort Knox.
We were driving into Massachusetts at 1 a.m. and as we were driving, the alarm on the car was going
Yeah, but we gotta talk about, like, honestly, and I'll say this through and through, like, you were captain, like, in for co-captain. Yo, the way we were jamming, I drove 7.5 hours.
Yes.
I was bumping like this.
But then the other guy-
I was like this. I was like, yeah, Frank, put on the next
I was
song.
DJing good, and I'm not really good at that because I can't ever come up with
Because I had a playlist and you were bumping.
Yes,
Flying.
yes.
But your energy, like, just flowed with, I needed you to be in the front. Because then Marlene is going, oh, hon, you're going too quick. Oh, this
They
and
are
that.
doing a lot.
I said,
Yeah,
well,
yeah, it's a lot. It was
about
Val, Shannon, and Marlena in the backseat. But then how did Marlena end up driving? Because wasn't she the one driving when the alarm went off?
Well,
At
because
the
she said
station?
we took a break.
Oh,
And
right.
then we went to Chick-fil-A or something. Made or
Yeah.
something up here.
Something, I don't remember.
So we
Honestly.
went to Chick-fil-A. We took a little break. Everybody regrouped. And then Marlena wanted to be in charge. I said, go ahead. Do you want to fucking drive the rest of the week? Go ahead. It was late, though. It was late.
I want
night.
to cut in the video footage. Maybe we can because I have
Do you have that?
I
You
have
all
so many
archives.
videos. Marlena's screaming. Then she's
I fucking said that, Gina. Get
Ryan, where you go? Is there a bomb inside? Did we start
Then she's asking for her glasses for Mel and Mel can't find. She's like, come on, hon, they're in the fucking case. Like,
it?
Yeah,
I'm literally
no.
crying.
Come on, Mel, there's 3 pairs in there.
fucking day.
Me? I mean, the bag is fucking endless.
How many cases are there, Lauren?
Oh my god, wait, what is that? Shoes.
Oh my gosh. She's taking I'm going home tomorrow. I'm not even doing the
The fucking case, like, it was mayhem. And then at one point, Marlena gets out of the car at the gas station, and it looked like she was walking on the highway.
She was pissed.
She was done with us.
Because
Where the fuck is she going?
can't even see her.
I'm so hungry.
More, Gina, your sister's in the middle of the fucking highway. Oh my god.
She's walking away.
This is a fucking, where,
So close.
Marv. Where's she going? I don't understand.
Done with us.
Because
Completely. No, we didn't even get there yet.
No, because the alarm went off on the car, and she was trying to get it situated, and then she's calling Ozzy and then my mom. And
Well, I-
she's hysterical with my mom on the phone.
Michelle was
Ozzy's
laughing. Ozzy's mad because Marlena's trying to figure it out, but you were fucking chirping.
oh, I was
Always
wheezing.
chirping.
I was
Always
wheezing.
chirping. No, you were chirping. This fuck. Oz, what you got in here? What do you fucking need a car alarm like this for? Marlena's going, shut the fuck up. Over.
Hysterical.
This is before we even got to fucking Salem. But what I do remember is the next morning.
Because me and Mel tried to sneak it up to go get baggage.
And then Mel tried to, no, you was all that. I was the only one sleeping.
No, they didn't all come with us. Me and Mel were trying to go on the
Ah.
and then the car alarm went off again. It was like kindergarten cup. It's a fire alarm. So it went off.
It went all speed and it wouldn't stop.
And
And
the
then,
neighbors across the river were like, what the fuck, man? They were like, guess what? Because it's dead quiet here, fucking.
no, we were like
in Boston.
so
right?
we were in,
Fuck.
no, we were in Salem. So it's very suburb.
Yeah,
Like, we were outside of Salem.
Wherever in Massachusetts.
Yeah, wherever we were.
Somewhere.
It was very, but all you heard was the alarm loud for like ever. I'm sleeping. I'm like, what the fuck? And then all of a sudden it just started to get further and further and further away. And I'm like, how the fuck is the sound going out like that? They just started driving.
We did. And
With the alarm
that-
bell up, so then they
Did we drive the whole way to the plate? Where'd we go? Guggen's Alley.
you went to get coffee for us.
Guggen's Alley. You didn't come with us?
No, I was sleeping. And that's why I woke up. I said, where are they going?
You didn't come with us?
No, Gino, I like to sleep in. I value my sleep over food always.
Yeah, you're
I don't need a scrambled egg. I'd rather fucking sleep. I don't need an egg or a fucking piece of French toast.
And you were making the drinks at the house. She was making the barista drinks.
Oh, I was making my margaritas, my apricot.
Yeah, that. But you were making
Oh,
coffees.
I know Mel will come in whenever you're done getting ready if you can make me another cup of coffee.
Yeah, because you did.
We had the Nespresso machine, that's why I was having fun. It was like the Nespresso pod, so it was espressos, it was
Very fancy.
barista bullshit, you know what I mean?
Very huge.
And then we went to Mexico. I mean, we've been all places in between. We go down the shore all the time. We go to fucking Margate all the time. That's our day trip.
Yeah.
We now found a new spot. I'll never tell anybody. Only if I like you will I tell you about my new spot. I don't even think you came to my new spot with me yet.
I think that's terrible.
All I'll say is it's diagonal to the Long Puerto Beach. That's all. If you figure it out, you figure it out. That's your fucking thing. I don't know. But I didn't take you yet.
That's
I went on a date there.
All right, well, let's square that away.
We'll square that away.
Let's file that away in here or something.
So let's literally go there Memorial Day weekend. I'm going to bring you to my Long Puerto Beach.
I'm going to bring cause.
That's not dog friendly, the place we're staying in. I'm very sorry for your rules. Anyway, Mexico. Gina wasn't supposed to come to Mexico. Me and Maria were going to Mexico all by ourselves.
Yeah.
And then 2 weeks before Gina joined in on the trip, and it was the best thing that ever fucking happened.
Because
It
I
was
was
2
like,
weeks.
I said, Frank, I don't know if I
We put it on a payment plan, Keen. That was it.
Caribbean Cruise Support. Caribbean Credit Card. What was it called? Caribbean something. Caribbean Dreams.
No. Fuck off. CheapCaribbean.com.
El Cheapo.
Cheapo.com. But they finance a trip, so they're not so fucking cheap.
Yeah.
Anyway, Gina
2700.
came to Mexico with us 8 days, 7 nights. I honestly don't even know why we stayed that long, but it was the best thing
Beautiful
ever.
view.
It was,
I
we
think
were
that's
all
nicer
different
view
ends of
than
the
you did.
resort, but You did have a nice review. Remember, I told you.
Right there.
I said to Maria, we have to go see his room. I said, because I'm going to be, like, living if he has,
Dude,
like, a shitty fucking room.
Oh, I had a
And he had the best view. He had a better view than us. Because, like, ours, like, there was a tree in the way, and then, like, the pool was there.
I didn't even come visit you. Like, I did once. The last night I came to your place, but you guys
That
didn't
was
come to
after
my
I
place.
lost my mind on the front desk.
Yeah,
Famous clues.
yeah, that's a whole
That's
other.
so chubby. It's not like that. It was very much so.
But you had the hot tub outside of yours.
Yeah,
Mine was
we never
inside. I felt like
used
fucking. So I put that
Oh,
bitch.
you used that.
I sat on that motherfucker like Scarface.
Yeah, we have to go on vacations. You know, when you go on vacation with people, you feel like you got to do what they're doing. You got to get up. Like, well, we said we'd meet this time. We said we'd do that. Like, we didn't do that. We very much just, like, Maria did her thing. Best thing ever was she would order me room service. I'd wake up. There was a fresh pot of coffee on the table. It was very nice of her. Very thoughtful. She'd go on the beach and sleep. You'd be doing your thing. I did my thing. I met a great man named Pepe. I got
Pepe.
I got Cacio and Pepe. We're gonna get there. I met this guy Pepe on the beach because after day 1 or 2, my chest turned to bacon. My ass. My ass was burned to a crisp.
She had a wheezy scarf.
I wore a bandana around my neck for 8 days.
Can you make a career out of eating cheeseburgers by the ocean?
Maybe you could. Or you could go work for Mickey D's, baby. You maybe could pursue
8
it.
days. Because I was trying to cover my chest and I was trying to have a good time. But the paramedic had to come to the room every day to bring me a certain gel to put on. They wouldn't leave me the bottle. So I had to call down for the paramedic every day to bring it. It's not yellow, it was something more. So it's like, my chest looked like bacon.
Like that. I forgot what it's called. Zinc oxide.
Yeah, something. But then we found out later that it was basically margarita burn from the lime. So
The sun was different out there though.
it was very, yeah.
strong as
It was
shit.
strong. And we were also drinking, and when you're in a pool and you're drinking, you're not really noticing you're hot because you're in the pool. So
I
you
was
don't
sitting
get
on the
out.
bridge, remember?
Remember the
I was
hammocks?
under the bridge.
Oh, in the pool.
Yeah, I said, God, it's too hot. I went up under the bridge. Yeah.
We were under the bridge in the pool.
Fucking
But
hot.
that was like the main pool. Then remember we started going to the RVIP pool that me and Maria had?
Yeah, you had the nice
We
fancy
found out we were drinking fucking
right beside
Jose
something.
fucking Cuervo until I realized that we paid for the package that had, I mean, 1800 was like the top shelf, but it's still better than
Well, you were ordering all my drinks. I don't know what I was ordering because I
Cadillac Marks the whole vacation.
Yeah.
Love a Cadillac.
But I
Mark.
technically wasn't on your side of the woods.
Yeah, they didn't check, thank God.
They didn't.
There
I
wasn't
walked in,
really a
and
problem.
they had a lot of buffet stuff.
Oh my God, remember the fish tacos by the pool?
I was fucking eating.
Yeah.
I was eating whole
And
shit.
shit. And then the last day we went on a boat. We had a great time, but
Boats and hoes.
we got dropped off at Isla Mujeres, this island that was beautiful, but all they offered was free tequila, and by that point I was pickled. I was a bottle of tequila at that point. Like I was the
It was
last
like
day.
tequila.
I love tequila, but gee, I couldn't drink anymore. It was really bad.
Oh.
It was really, really bad.
Well, what happened? Yeah, we were on the boat. And then I remember they were pouring stuff in the glasses. I said, just give me the 40 bottles.
Oh, they were pouring us beers in Dennis cups.
Dennis.
They were a little
It's the ones with the Listerine. Wash your
They
mouth
were
out.
little, and then Gina went, no, give me the 40.
I said,
And
yeah.
again, I have video footage of you on the boat.
I-
The boat's bumping, and you're like this with the 40.
40 right there. Relax on my shades.
We
Pra mim tanto faz. Gosto quando fica louca e cada vez eu quero mais. Cada vez eu quero mais. Uísque ou água de coco. Pra mim tanto faz. Eu já tô cheio de tesão e cada
We had a good fucking time. The way back from that excursion was really bad. It was really bad. This girl got her bag stolen.
I slipped off the boat.
He slipped and fell. Maria threw up in her fucking cover up.
So casual.
It's so casually. She did. Nobody heard anything.
She
She would have sounded like the Exorcist. She did right in her shirt.
So
And then we had people in Mexico drive absolutely insane. Almost got hit by a car a few times.
Yeah.
He made it back alive, like we always do.
It was
We always
really
make
a
it
great
out alive.
experience, though. And that was my first time going to like an
It's all
all-inclusive.
inclusive. I had to introduce him to the life.
And they remember the girl at the bar, though? The girl, like, looked like she was having a seizure or something.
Oh my God, Gino saved her.
And Maria said, he's a medical professional. I looked, she said, he's a doctor or something. I said, I'm not a doctor.
No, she said something like you're a medical professional or something.
And I said, you can't tell him that. But I lowered her to, like, you know,
Yeah,
the
she had a
chair,
seizure.
you know.
But remember, we were like, where's her friends and family? No one knew where she was.
She looked like she was 2 sheets to the window. She was definitely near.
Yeah, she had a little, but it was early. It was about 11 o'clock. So girlfriend got started early.
She did. She was toasty.
She
And then we saw her that night at dinner.
That's
Next
right.
door
And
was-
you
she
said, "Are
was
you
like-
okay?"
Yeah.
Didn't you ask her? You died.
She acted like she didn't know.
She did act like she
I
didn't
saved her a little bit.
know.
She could have fell on the fucking ground.
But she
Her
might have
head.
not remembered, Gino. She might have really been in a heat stroke.
She could have been.
So you never know.
Yeah, that's
All
true.
right.
Well, regardless, I don't know. But and then the last night, you didn't want to go out, and I said, I'm going to Telemundo. That's not Tamarindo. Telemundo. That's a
The Telemundo's the station.
yeah.
TV station.
Yeah,
Tamarindo.
yeah.
But I was mad because we were there for 8 days, 7 nights, and the buffet was open twice. And I was mad about that. And I had to go see something. I carried my ass into the fucking VIP
Yeah,
lounge.
the bob caught and everything.
I caught my bob right into a fucking bob and I flipped out because all inclusive is all inclusive. I don't want to get fired up about this again, but I can. It was 4 years ago, but I could. 3 years ago? 3 years ago, I could get fired up all about it again. But then that's when we learned that room service had the chicken cutlet.
Oh, I had them.
I didn't have it.
Oh, I fucking.
We had 2 different vacations in one. Like, I swear to God.
But I didn't order every day from them, but I ordered sometimes.
Me and Maria always order. It was free, so we just had food lying around just because we could.
Yeah, that was
Like, I ordered a
true.
bottle of wine the one time they brought it up.
Well, their breakfast was really good too.
It was.
No, it really was their food, and that's one thing. Like, I'm glad that we went where we went. And
It was, I know, if I would go back to a Dreams, like whatever the group was that made that, you know.
Where were we? Dreams Jade
Dreams Jade.
Resort. Yeah, I like the smell of the place. They do some Jade. Yeah. Thank you for tuning in to our podcast today. I would like to thank again the Bellevue for having us here to do our podcast.
Thank you for listening, and for all of our future episodes, you can find on our YouTube at That's Your Business, as well as Spotify at That's Your Business. We also love for you to go and follow our TikTok and Instagram pages at That's Your Business Podcast. Thank you for listening.
Thank you for tuning in. Take care.
Bye.